This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
All right, let's head to Karen in St. Louis. Hi, Karen. Welcome to the show.
Hi. I always apologize for my name.
Oh, goodness
Karen.
gracious.
That is it. I have an Aunt Karen.
My name is John. I have an Aunt Karen. My name's John after a toilet. You're fine.
That's a tough name to have these days, Karen. We do not judge. We do not see you as stereotypical Karen.
At least it's not Rachel.
We are we are happy you called in. How can we help?
So I am a recently divorced 58-year-old nurse working full-time. I make about $90,000 a year.
Okay.
I have just finished baby step 2. Woohoo!
Yeah, good for you.
And I'm now working on my fully funded emergency fund.
Okay.
I have about $230,000 in my retirement, and I'm currently a renter. And my question is, should a mortgage or a house even be in my consideration for the future? Because my income's not going to really change in the next 10 years. Or should I just dump everything I can into my investments for retirement?
So I'll let Rachel answer the house question. I just put your current numbers in the Ramsey investment calculator, okay? I put your age at 58. And since you're a nurse, now you might say no, but I put 70, okay? That you would work till 70, and that you currently have $230,000 in investments, and I put that you would contribute $1,000 a month. If you contributed $1,000 a month,
accurate. Yeah.
you would have $1,036,000 when you turn 70.
Okay.
Does that make you breathe a little easier?
Totally.
Okay.
And the caveat in my financial future is my parents, who are in their mid-80s, my inheritance will pay fully for a home.
Okay.
Or it would go into your retirement.
Or it would fund my retirement.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just trying to figure out what the best direction is to even consider a home or just retirement.
Yes, so I would consider a home, because that housing line item in your budget is going to be the most expensive, and it will continue to go up, rent will.
Right.
And so having a home is going to be, it's going to be important, but your home, Karen, it may just be like a condo, right? It doesn't,
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
Okay, have you looked at all prices in your area and what that would be, like a one bedroom somewhere?
They run probably about $200 to $250.
Okay, perfect. So what I would do is I would fund 15% into retirement regardless, and that probably comes out to that $1,000 a month-ish.
Yeah.
So I would stay consistent with that, Karen, and then I would make my only goal to be to save up, for a down payment and get into something. And then your next goal would be to pay it off. And then when your inheritance comes, whenever that is, that's just the bonus money on top, right, to help pay off the house and fund retirement. Or maybe your parents live, another 15 years and they're in their late 90s, and you've, maybe already taken a big chunk of the house, and then you get this inheritance, and most of it goes into retirement at that point. But those would be my goals. It'd be 15% into retirement, and then I would save for a down payment and get into something. But as cheap as possible, as inexpensive as possible.
Right.
Because we want it paid off. A goal would be to have that paid off, that property, when you go into retirement at 70, which you easily can do. People that do the Baby Steps Millionaires plan, they're paying off their homes in 7-ish years on average. So I think you can, with a $90,000 salary, if you live really tightly, I think that there's a good chance you can have this paid off in 7-8 years. And I think that's very doable for you for a $200,000 mortgage.
And Karen, can we get real dark for like 30 seconds?
Sure.
How much inheritance, if you had to guess a number, what do you think that number is going to be?
$350.
Okay. So if it was, you were going to say...
I've had very open conversations with my parents.
No, that's awesome. So if you were going to tell me, it actually confirms what I want to just caution you about, okay? If you were going to say 3.5 million or 35 million, not worried about it. But if they're saying, I'm going to give you $350,000, do you have siblings too?
Well, yeah, but they'll get that amount also.
Okay. So let's say your parents are projecting to have $1 million when they pass away, and they're going to give you $350, your brother $350, and your sister $350.
Right.
This is where I'm going to get dark for 2 seconds, and I'm doing this for a reason, okay? If one of them has a 6-month stay in ICU because they have congestive heart failure that goes into something, you can burn through some of that cash in a wild way.
I agree.
And
yes. And that's why I know it's not a guarantee.
Okay. So my caution is create a life for yourself that if this money never comes through, you're all good.
Right.
And if it does,
question was
amazing. Right.
Right. I didn't want to depend on it, but it's a little caveat.
Yes.
And I just kind of wanted to throw it out there, but I wanted to make the right decisions for my finances, not dependent on that.
You are in rare air. Most people, honestly, before I started working on the show, would have been me too, would have seen, I can afford a $250,000 house, plus I'm going to get this $350. I'm going to buy a $600,000 house.
No.
And then it'll just get paid off later. And later might be, hey, your inheritance is $100,000 because we had to spend it on this and retirement care and in a facility and whatever. And so, yes, you are so wise, so wise.
Okay, so that's good to know because my thinking was going just dump everything into retirement and don't worry about a house, but you've kind of
I would have something long term. Yep, that you own and that no one can take from you. It's paid off and there's no rent you're having to chase as it continues to go up year after year. So yeah, owning something is big. And John did some of that math on the investment calculator, but I think that is a place that you've done such a great job, Karen. I mean, you have $230,000, and what's wild is that doubles every 7 years when you actually look at the math. So that would be 400, and after I did the math, it was after 14 years, it's going to be like 932,000 if you don't touch it.
And that's if you don't put another penny in it.
And that's if you don't put another penny in. So so it's gonna, you're doing really great on that end. So I don't want you to feel this urgency of, we still want to contribute because we want you to have a great retirement that you can go and live your dreams. But it's not like you don't have anything right now. We get a lot of people that call up and they literally are starting. They have nothing and they're 58 years old. So, I want to just assure you, you're doing a great job on that end. I would still fund it some after you get that 3 to 6 months of expenses, but I would be looking for something. And if you can put 20% down, Karen, like if you're able to take your expenses and figure out a way to rent for a few more years and have a 20% down payment, like that's awesome. Or if you want to get into something. Yep. Or if you want to get into something at 5, if you find a great deal and it's a good location and everything you want and it makes sense. But our parameters with buying a home is that you are debt free. You have that fully funded emergency fund, at least a 5% down payment. And then your mortgage payment is no more than 25% of your take home pay on a 15-year fixed rate. So that's kind of our Ramsey formula for it. And I think you're going to be able to do that with $90,000. And the great thing about nursing too is if there's a season, maybe a year or so that you want to do some extra overtime, like
knock that house out.
Yes, you're able to really do that, Karen. So I think you said newly single or newly divorced. So you're starting a new chapter in your life, Karen. Really proud of you.